Hello Rebels and welcome back to my life. So I want to talk, as I know I have talked before, about the subject of writing fast. I think the reason that some authors feel like they need to take a year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years or whatever to write their books is that they are afraid of writing their books poorly and saying what they are trying to say incorrectly or ineptly. But if you think about it, that doesn't actually make sense, because it's not like they can't just say the thing again, right? Like, if I wanted to explain to you right now some aspect about the human condition and the way that I feel about it, I could spend some time and some words expressing it as best as I possibly can, and you can listen and nod and give me some pointers and feedback, and then afterwards, if we wanted to, we could have that conversation again. In the same way, writing a book doesn't prevent you from writing another book. If you write a book and then later you realize that you didn't write the book as well as you possibly could have and you didn't say the thing that you were trying to say as well as you possibly could have said it, you can write another book. Or you can, say the thing again and adjust your communication over time. Heck, you can even just revise the book that you already wrote, as long as you are not caught in the icy tentacles of a traditional publisher. Because we all change over time, and what we want to say will change as well. Sitting there and working on a book for 2 or 3 or 5, 10, 15, 20 years doesn't mean that it's going to be the perfect encapsulation of what you want it to say. And that is proven true by the number of people who do sit there and work in it for 5 or 10 years, and it's still not very good when they finish it. So from my own personal perspective, and I know this won't apply to everyone, but I want to write my books as well as I possibly can, but I'll only spend as much time on them as I need to ensure that it says what I wanted to say right now while I'm trying to say it. I know that further on down the line, I might want to say something else, or I might want to clarify what I said before, but having said the thing in the first place doesn't prevent me from doing that. And I'm going to learn how to express myself better, to communicate my opinions more succinctly and clearly if I just say it in the first place. Like, if I read a book and then I hear feedback from readers and reviewers and whoever, then I will understand how what I said and what I intended to communicate actually came across to the person who received the communication. I feel like some authors, and I don't want to put down any particular genre, especially since this is one I have actually written in, but I feel like it's mostly literary authors, feel like if you write fast, then you're gonna write poorly because you aren't taking the time to craft your message enough. But they're completely ignoring so many great and classic authors who wrote like crazy. I mean, just off the top, Dickens and Hemingway just published so much stuff. In genre fiction, you got Isaac Asimov. So many books and stories and everything. And because they were writing all the time, their writing became better. And so, yes, they did eventually craft these huge perennial works that have stood the test of time and are like classics in the genre, but they were able to do that because of all of the everything that they did always. They were learning how to write those excellent books while they were writing their other books, because they were communicating, and then they were looking back at that communication and going, oh, I could have expressed this better in a different way, and then they did, and then we ended up with the works that we still know and read and are forced to read in school today. That honestly is one of the reasons that I am currently writing the way that I am in the world of Underrealm. I actually don't know if I've said this on the YouTube channel before, but there are currently 52 books planned in the entire world of Underrealm. There are 4 umbrella books, which are like the big, huge, overarching story of the major conflict that's taking place, and then there are a host of other smaller books about side characters who are involved on the edges of the conflict and the war. Now, I could start writing the umbrella books right now if I wanted to. I could have started them 3 years ago when I first began writing at all. But by writing in Underrealm the way that I am doing it, I am learning how to express myself with this world and these characters and in this genre and say the things that I want to say, because I mean, it is entertainment. I try to make the books fun to read, but I am also trying to say things with each one of them. And with all of this expressing that I am doing, when it does come time to write the umbrella books, the all-encompassing story, I am going to be able to write those books better. And that is why I don't think it takes 5 years to write or publish a book. I think it's okay to write much more quickly. Even maybe more quickly than I do. Although, let's face it, that's pretty fast. That's it for today, Rebels. I want to give a special shout out to my supporters on Patreon to make the YouTube channel possible. If you want to be one of those awesome and incredibly attractive people, or to get signed copies of my print books, there are links in the description to both of those things. There might be a new signed print book available. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! Hello, Rebels, and welcome to the...